Hola amigos, yo soy Vidhi. Hoy les voy a enseñar los verbos ser y estar. So, hello everybody, this is Vidhi from Review Commerce Hub India, and I am today going to tell you the difference between the verbs ser and estar and the usages of them. So, let us begin with the introduction first. So, both the verbs have their own tendencies as to when they will be used, though both the verbs means to be, but they are used with different things. Let's start the conjugation of verb ser, that means to be. Yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, and ellos, ellas, ustedes son. You can have a look at the meanings in the brackets. I am, you are, he or she is, we are, you all are, and they are. Now, verb ser is a permanent verb. You must wonder, how is it a permanent verb now? So let's have a look at the acronym of doctor, which is very useful for you to remember the usages of verb ser. So the full form of doctor acronym stands to be descriptions, occupations, characteristics, time, date, origin, and relationships. So these are the things in short with which we use verb ser. Now let's have a look at the examples of each category. Example number 1 for descriptions is Juan y Enzo son altos. Juan and Enzo are tall. Damien es un poco gordo. Damien is a little fat. Now in both the sentences, we are talking about the descriptions of these people. In the first sentence, we are talking about the third person plural. We are talking about two boys, Juan and Enzo. That's the reason why we'll be using ellos. Now with ellos, in verb ser, we use son, right? The conjugation of ellos is son for verb ser. Therefore, we have used son. Next up is Damien es un poco gordo. Damien is a little fat, right? So again, we have used es because we were talking about the third person singular. We are talking about one person in the third person form, right? Now instead of is and instead of are, we have used verb ser. Now we have occupations. So Inés y Luis son maestros. Inés and Luis are teachers. Usted es mecánico. Are you a mechanic? Again, talking about occupations. Therefore, instead of is, are, and am, we always tend to use verb ser. Characteristics. Yo no soy muy social. I am not very social. So instead of am, I am using verb ser. Elijah es más gracioso que Klaus. Elijah is sillier than Klaus. Talking about a characteristic again. Therefore, while using is, we have used es. Right? Ella es inteligente. She is intelligent. Now again, talking about a characteristics of a third person who is a female. That's why ella, and with ella, it's s, right? The conjugation of verb ser with ella is s. Next up is time and date. Son las 4 de la tarde. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hoy es lunes. Today is Monday. Mi cumpleaños es el 14 de diciembre. My birthday is the 14th of December. Now instead of all of them, wherever we are using is, we are using verb ser, right? Origin. Soy indio. As I'm a girl, I'll say soy indiana. I am an Indian. Talking about a third person now, I'll use Stefan es de Mexico. Stefan is from Mexico. Relationships. Somos amigos de Bonnie. We are Bonnie's friends. This is the relationship we hold with the girl Bonnie, that we are her friends. Son mis juguetes, they are my toys. Again, these are my toys. They belong to me. So again, a relationship. So with this, we have done verb ser. I hope that is clear. Now let's continue with the verb estar again. That also means to be. Let's have a look at the conjugations. Estoy, I am. Estás, you are. Está, you are, he or she is. Estamos, we are. Estáis, you all are. And están is they are. Now you must be noticing over here that each and every meaning of verb estar is exactly same like verb ser, right? So that is the reason why we are doing the difference between ser and estar, because these are two words maximum people are confused in, where to use ser and where to use estar. So luckily we have done ser verb completely, that what are the usages of ser, where all do we use ser verb. Now let's continue with the verb estar. So just like verb ser was a permanent verb, verb estar is a temporary verb. Now again, you must wonder, how is it a temporary verb? So let's understand this thing as well with the help of an acronym, that's place. Now place acronym stands for position, location, action, condition and emotions. These are all the things with which we use verb estar. Let's have a look at some examples for the same. So position and location. La casa está en la Avenida Fuentes. The house is on the Fuentes Avenue. Fuentes Avenue is just a place. So we are talking about the position and location of the house, right? So in this sentence, again we have is. So instead of is, now we will use verb estar. Why? Because we are talking about the position and location of the house. Here, if we were talking about the house is very beautiful, we would have used verb ser instead of is. The house is very beautiful, right? Because then we would have been talking about the description of the house. So with descriptions, we use verb ser instead of is, am and are. But here we are talking about position and location. That is a temporary thing. That is the reason why instead of is we are using verb estar. Next example is Los muchachos están en la escuela. The boys are in the school. Again, instead of are, we are using verb estar, talking about the position and location of the boys. Now you must be wondering, what is this muchachos? We just know, chicos are boys or niños are boys. So this is a new vocabulary for you, I guess. Chicos, muchachos, niños, all the three things are used for a boy. Then talking about if we apply an A instead of O, it will be the female version, that's chicas, muchachas, niñas, all the words for girls. Muy bien. El gato está dentro de la caja. The cat is inside the box. Again, talking about the position and location of the cat, that's the reason why instead of is we are using verb estar. Perfecto. Let's move forward with the second part, action. ¿Qué estás haciendo ahora? What are you doing right now? So again, action is anything which is being performed right now, like I am teaching, you are studying, ing, right? So anything which is in the present continuous form, that's ing or being held right now on the spot, will be considered to be an action and will be used with the verb estar. So next one. Elena y Caroline están jugando videojuegos. Elena y Caroline are playing video games. ¿Está claro? Perfecto. So next one is conditions. Conditions is anything which is different from usual. That means anything unusual. right? So, el té está muy caliente. The tea is very hot. Now, the tea is very hot. You might be wondering, tea is always hot. But tea is always hot, not very hot. That is why we are taking this thing as a condition. Anything being used with a muy is, however, considered to be an action, or sorry, a condition, right? Las naranjas están muy verdes. The oranges are very green. Now, oranges are not green. Oranges are orange. Again, a condition different from usual. Está nublado afuera. Outside it's cloudy. Again, it is not cloudy outside. It is a condition. Every day we have a different weather outside, right? So we'll take it as a condition again. So that is the reason why instead of all the is or are's, we have used verb estar, because we were talking about a condition. Lastly, estoy aburrido. I am bored. Emotions, we straight away use estar. Okay. Juan está muy contento porque es viernes. Juan is very happy because it's Friday. Everybody is happy, on a Friday, because next day we have the weekends to enjoy. Okay, so talking about this sentence, very, very important sentence, because over here we are using both the verbs, verb ser as well as the verb estar. In the beginning, if you see the English sentence, we have two is, right? First one, Juan is very happy. Second part of the sentence, because it is Friday, right? It is Friday. So, for the first is, because you're talking about the, emotion of Juan, we are using verb estar for is. Juan está muy contento, is very happy. It's an emotion. Next part of the sentence is porque es viernes. Now it is Friday, as I mentioned while telling you about the verb ser, that whenever you are using verb ser, we use it with descriptions, occupations, characteristics, time, date, and origin. So here we are talking about a day, right? So that is the reason why we'll be using verb ser here. Okay. So here we are talking about time, date, and day. That is the reason why we are using the verb ser instead of verb estar. Okay. Perfecto. Next one, estamos tristes. We are sad. So I hope you're clear with it. Now, if you remember in the beginning, we just, had one line for both the verbs, that verb ser is the permanent verb and verb estar is the temporary verb. Now this might be a question, that how is verb ser permanent and how is verb estar temporary? So ser is used in a simple way to talk about what something is in a permanent state, like descriptions, occupations, characteristics, time, date, origin, and relationships. Now, talking about, descriptions or occupations, characteristics, all these things, if you see, everything is permanent, right? For example, if you talk about, some time and date, like I was born on a particular date, so I cannot change my birth date. That is a permanent thing. If I was born in India, I will still stay an Indian wherever I migrate to in future. Again, a permanent thing, right? Next up is, how is estar temporary? So estar is used to talk about how something is in a temporary state, like position, location, action, condition, and emotions. Now talking about, anything from this part, let's suppose position and location. If we talk about the boys are in the school, we had this example previously, right? So the boys are right now in the school. They are not going to stay in the school forever. It's not permanent, right? So action, if anything is being held right now, that we do not have any guarantee that it will be continuing for next 6-7 months, not a temporary thing again, right? Now if anybody is sad, so they are not going to stay sad for the whole, year, or the whole, you can say a decade. No, that's not the case. We keep on changing our emotions. Hora de practicar, time to practice. Ben dash cansado. Ben is tired. So tired, we are talking about what are we going to use? Tired we'll consider as an emotion or a thing which is temporary. Tiredness is, something that we can just rest and, get rid of. So estar will be used. So esta. We are talking about Ben, third person singular, therefore we are using esta here. Yo dash de Chile. I am from Chile. Yo soy de Chile. Tomás dash nadando. Now talking about Tomás is a boy's name. So he is swimming. ing. Action being performed. That means he won't be swimming for the full, year, of course. 2-3 hours maximum. So estar will be used, a temporary thing. Maria y Juan dash estudiando. Maria and Juan are studying. They are studying right now, not forever. Studying, again, ing, that means an action. So if an action is being performed, we always tend to use a star verb, right? It's temporary. So as we are talking about third person plural, that means ellos, ellas. So están will be used over here. Now 3 simple questions for your home task. Okay. So that's it for today, and adios, hasta luego. I hope everything is clear from the topic to you. In case of any doubts, drop down the questions and doubts in the chat box or comment section. So adios and hasta luego.